Okay, I believe we are streaming. So, there we go. Alright guys, so I've been away. I have been away, so let's just see if there's a little web camera. That's fine, we can do this. We'll just stick that down at the bottom here. So I have been away and I haven't had a chance to do a market scan. I'm going to do one for you now. So let's quickly run through what's going on. Just a very quick one this evening. We'll switch this up to the watch list and let's run through currency pairs. Okay, so euro dollar clearly has no trend. There are no valid setups at this time. Sterling, waiting for that pullback. So we don't have I was looking for potentially if we got a lower high. We did not get a lower high. So this means this trend is still intact. It actually means the pound is nice and strong. So you can see a little bit of a rejection candle there at a major level. So a second down day would be a potential entry, which is not today. So there's no setup today, but tomorrow worthwhile checking out. Aussie dollar is strengthening as well, but I would wait for 2 down days, at least at minimum retracement. Kiwi as well. So Kiwi dollar, there's no setup there. Dollar yen, we can see it's starting to take off again. So this uptrend is still intact. We've got a high low here. So these are valid settings. Entry there, stop loss below the low, targeting 3 to 1. Those are valid settings that are going on there. Dollar Swissy, I don't like the downtrend at this time. Dollar CAD, no setups. Okay, Euro GBP, no setup. We need 2 green candles. There aren't any there. Euro yen is taken off as well. So you can see that's been uptrend, still pulling back. So most of those yen pairs, let's just go through them. Pound yen, on its way, looking nice and strong. These were pullbacks from last week. We've got Aussie yen that has taken off. Like that one, that's just gone. I was in Italy. So basically I went to Italy as a surprise. It was a surprise gift for me and I went away. So it just didn't work. And so you can see that these pullbacks happen and they've just gone. Okay, CAD and Swissy all gone. So all the yen pairs, some of these are lagging a bit. So Swissy yen, there's a potential setup on this one here as well. You're getting in close to the same time, stop loss below the low and going long. So let's go back to the other pairs. So the yen pairs, if they haven't taken off yet, there's still some potential entries in those. Euro Swissy, possible, this is an inside bearish candle, could take a move to the downside. So we had setups here that took off, but then pulled back, stopped out here, but then potentially want to keep going. Euro CAD, we need a pullback, so there's no setup. Euro Aussie, it has gone from an uptrend to a downtrend now. Lower highs, lower lows. So I need 2 green days before I would potentially consider going short. Let's just keep an eye on that. Euro Kiwi, no setup. Pound Swissy, no setup. That's now more bullish than bearish. Pound CAD. So the pound is strong. You can see the pound is a lot stronger. No setup here on Pound CAD. No setup on Pound Aussie. No setup on Pound Kiwi. Excuse me, Aussie Kiwi, potential bearish continuation to the downside, possible. Aussie CAD looks like it's turning around, guys. We had that double bottom, bullish candle. This is a setup. There's your setup there. Okay, that's a setup there. Aussie Swissy, meaning entry above the high, stop loss below the low, or entry above the high, stop loss below the low here. Ideally targeting 3 to 1. Aussie Swissy is looking more and more bullish now. So there was that setup, and now that was actually a double bottom. So that's now a double bottom, which means that actually now we should be looking to go long. So it could be some really good. So Aussie dollar now looks like it's quite strong. Pound is looking quite strong as well. Aussie yen is gone. Let's see, Kiwi CAD. That's a potential setup there as well. I think nice and very early days, but it's in an uptrend, and that's the first pullback into this level, and a bullish inside candle. So Kiwi Swissy, okay, that also turned around, so trends changed, so this now looking more bullish. I'd rather wait for a pullback, so there's nothing there. And CAD Swissy, because the CAD Swissy sort of divergence and long, but I'm waiting for a pullback, so there's no setup. But so in other words, this would now be waiting for potential setup to go long to the upside. Again, the goal is always taking partial profits at 1 to 1 and targeting 3 to 1 or the next major level if we could do that with a trailing stop that we can update at the end of every day, just targeting that. Okay, so that being said, let's go ahead and have a look at the rest of the stuff. We had a good strong finish. Sorry, I'm also fighting off a cold as well, so look at this. Let's go through to gold. Gold, that rejection there, but that bearish divergence, I'm concerned that we're starting to run. Look at that weekly. We're really starting to battle. I think the best thing to do is to put in a level to mark where it's battling there, like it's struggling quite a bit, and so we could see a bigger correction there. This monthly is, you can see the wick starting to come in on the monthly, coming in here, and it's starting to stall. So I'm not bullish on gold at this time. I'm massively prepared for it to change direction, but I wouldn't short it yet. It's basically still in an uptrend. I need to wait for it to change trends. Silver is double topping, bearish divergence. So could be, again, once it breaks below these lows, there could be some shorting opportunities there. So this is no longer valid. Now I'd be looking for a potential change in direction. Natural gas, still trying to turn around. There's more continued bullish divergence. Still looks like it wants to go long, so I'm okay with that for now. This is my green area. I'm looking to see if this is going to turn around. Okay, especially if it breaks these highs here, it's going to be bullish. Okay, next, the indices. They looked okay. They've got lots of wicks below. They closed a little bit lower last week. If we break above these highs, it's gonna potentially take off. It's giving sort of mixed signals, but the S&P did okay. It double bottomed. It's still trading above the 20-period moving average here. It's just battling with that level of resistance. So if it can break through that, it'll start to move more freely. The NASDAQ is pushing up already today. It's right up at those limits. It's pushing up. It looks okay. Like it's looking right. So, you know, overall it's been more bullish than bearish. It's still bullish. Still bullish. So Russell also trying to turn around. Nothing to see on the FTSE. It's not giving any clues away. The DAX also back up at those old highs. But I would say that weekly is definitely something for the history books. You want to be recording something like this for your trade journal because of the small bodies and that moves. It's doing very little, small ranges. So when it moves, it's going to break out to the upside or it's going to correct it'll be quite a big correction. The S&P trying to break higher, so we had a bullish inside candle there. We've got another one here. It's still in a downtrend, but I think we're going to potentially see this start to break to the upside. I'll put in a little bit of a line here, just so we could mark that bearishness, and then if it switches to, if it starts to breach that, it's probably going to start to look more and more bullish. And the Nikkei is broken free of this zone. I think I can safely remove this. I'm going to remove it because it doesn't hold anymore. It's broken out. It's going to come back and test it. It's either going to come back into the range and fail back, or it's going to produce a bullish candle here and it's going to continue on out. Look at that nice little. We spoke about this on a break and a retest, and it's pushed on. So good for you. Good for you. Okay, stocks. Apple keeps pushing higher. It's flattening out on the MACD. It's looking okay. I mean, this is just weird behavior anyway. But overall, that weekly looks right. Not too overextended. Not ridiculously overextended. MACD continues higher. It's looking okay. Amazon continues to look nice and bullish here, guys. It's in a bullish uptrend here. It's very, very small, 10 above the 20. But we've got a nice bullish candle here. We're breaking above the high there. We could see this move higher this week. So, yay. I didn't do a weekly analysis. I'm not going to do one this week. I'll just do these for this week. And then next week I'll pick it up. Because we've got bank holidays as we go. And I'm going to be on holiday. I don't really feel like putting it. It can take up to 2.5 hours for me to produce my weekly video. So, nothing that stood out on AT&T. Arc Innovation, we spoke about this bullish candle with a little twins here. That's a bullish setup. That's quite nice and bullish. It's a double bottom, effectively. Let's see if it can push away. It's got to be able to get up here. It looks good. Glencore, not looking so good, but the monthly is just in the same area, so there's nothing to comment on there. Tesco's, man, boom, straight up to the top. Still going. It's gonna need a bit of a correction here. I was looking at the little wicks that were forming here. So at some point, I think it'll come back down, but it's very strong at the moment. Holy cow. So this is where I was looking at the exhaustion, and it's just pulled back. It's just there again, but it hasn't really gone any further. So Amex. Oh, Amex was the head and shoulders. We're breaking lower. Look at that. So last week we broke a little bit low. It's interesting. It's just interesting because it looks like it's completing that head and shoulders so far. Hashtag just saying. Berkshire Hathaway continues to push higher. It's looking good. It's outside the danger zone. It's got a confirmed uptrend on the monthly. High lows, high highs. It's more bullish than bearish. Coca-Cola battling at that top level, but it's forming a triangle here. Can you see this shape here? Triangular shape there. So will it break out to the upside? You know what it might do is go sideways until price connects with it, with the moving averages, and then break out. We'll see. BP battling with that level. That monthly is a big clue. But you can see the averages of price are still bullish. We've got 50, 20, and 10. We're still producing high lows, highs on the monthly. So we're still bullish, but it's just battling. There's a ceiling it can't seem to get through. And Exxon's the same. Look at this. Clear bearish divergence. Clear bearish divergence in this case. No, I'm not going to do that one. I want to do this one. Clear bearish divergence, but we've got equal highs here. So it should fail. It should ultimately fail. Let's see if that is the case. General Motors down at the bottom of the range, trying to push higher. So okay, it's trying to recover from that. JP Morgan, just in this range. There's nothing I can say about it. There's nothing obvious. Adidas pushing higher. So that uptrend is intact. Still looking good. Pull back. I don't know if we spoke about this last week. Pull back. Took off. Looks okay. There we go. There's a lot of green box. Took off from there. So that's good. I didn't see it. I've been out of tune since Thursday. But it's nice to see that sometimes being away from the chart surprises you when you come back, and it's, of course, done something that you thought it might do when you were away. That happens. High lows, high highs. Looks fine. It's a really strong recovery for Meta. I'm surprised but not surprised. I'll explain what that means. Possible head and shoulders forming here. Okay, so Morgan Stanley could be forming a head and shoulders on the week. If we break this low, we're going to drop down quite a bit. Quite a bit, relatively speaking. Possibly down to 70. Nvidia, looking good, man. Just keeps going. Just keeps going. It's broken through this level of resistance. Very crisp. Seems to be good. Looks like it's 300 is in its sights. Old highs might be in its sights. Nvidia, good for you, man, because it's just managed to come all the way back from this. That's a for the record books. I think we should take note that sometimes when you think something's out, down and out, it's not so sure about Netflix, but it's looking good. Look at that weekly. It's going to break up through that trend line. It's looking good. It's going to boom. It's going to do it. PayPal. Also, man, the battle's going on here, but it keeps pushing back up. Look at all the wicks underneath here. It's trying. Man, it is trying. And so when it does take off, it's going to do well. It should do well. I can't say it will do well. I can say it should. Spotify, boom, is starting to take off. Look, it's broken through the danger zone. Couldn't get through it. Now it can. I can take this away now. I can take this away. I can do that. It's done. It's through. It's out. Spider. Looking okay. Nice to see that little bullish candle manage to hold through, and it's putting up. It's still within this range on the monthly. Still looks good. FedEx got a little level it's battling with here. But if it's like the others, it's going to break through. It's not guaranteed. But how many of the ones that we've seen sitting at a level today, I would say at least 60% of them have broken through. Maybe 40 are struggling, like Exxon or Mobil. But, okay. Tesla. Okay, so Tesla's in a downtrend on the daily. It's in a downtrend on the weekly. Range bound, sort of sideways and down. And a downtrend on the monthly. But it hasn't broken last month's low. So this is what I'm looking for. If it fails what it is here and comes back down and breaks this low, we're going to see it drop significantly down towards 125, perhaps down to 100. So this area, 180, is somewhat significant this time around. Okay, but if it can break up past that, then we might be getting back up into recovery. Vanguard, looking good. Just keeps bouncing back. It's got a danger zone here, but I think it's going to break through. So far, it looks good. That monthly looks good. I'm happy with all of that. Okay, bonds, anything there, battling on the weekly and on the monthly. It's really battling. I have nothing to say to that. Cryptos battling, coming back down. You can see here they're bouncing up into a level of support, finding resistance here. So I was expecting them to go a little bit higher to break out. But they need to hold where they are here. Otherwise, they're going to come back down, and the game sort of begins to change then. Technically, they could come all the way back down to here. They could come back down to 25,000, and then then it becomes a break and a retest and a continuation. But they're looking. I want to see if they hold at this level. So let's just draw this in, and let's see if it holds. Ethereum, yeah, could still hold. Got the levels there. Let's see, but not offering a lot of clarity. That's all we need to do. So I'm going to leave you with that. I realized, of course, when I recorded like this live stream, you can't always put the comments in. I'm sorry about that. I'm not sure. I'll have to find a solution. But I want to log these online somewhere, and I don't have a website. I don't do it that way. So that's where we are. But otherwise, guys, I'm hopefully back in the swing of things from tomorrow. Otherwise, I hope you're well. I hope you had a good weekend. And I will catch you on the flip side, as they say.